Welcome back. This is BBTV, and I'm the host, Brenden Kudla, here with the pitching coach for the Bristol Blues, Pat Riley. Pat, pretty good season so far. We're on the top of the Western Division, 20-12, I believe our record is now. Great pitching so far, whether it be the young guns, Tim Cater, Rain Supple, or even Kyle Doobie and George Lund. It's been a great year to watch on top of the press box. How can you put this in perspective for what the fans are seeing when each kid goes out there and toes the slab?
Yeah, well, first off, thanks for having me. Looking forward to being here
Anything for you, Pat.
Talking Bristol Blues baseball. I mean, we've had a lot of great efforts. Our pitching staff as a whole has done a great job so far this season. Obviously, we have a long ways to go, but we're very happy with where we are now. Each day, we have a great arm going out there. Feel very confident. We feel very confident with our bullpen and everyone who's taken the ball so far this season. Going forward, we're expecting a lot of the same. It should be a really fun ride for the fans to watch, and hopefully they continue to show their great support.
Yeah, I hope the fans stay out there and keep supporting the team. Another thing is we got a couple good arms out of the bullpen and a couple guys at the end in Paccioni and Robinson. But there's one kid I like to see come out of the bullpen, the wild thing, Mike Nocera from Bristol. He's a Bristol native, and being able to see him come out and pitch in front of his hometown fans, it's pretty cool. Take us through what he's gone through this year. He's had some ups and downs, but right now I think he's really trying to find his groove.
You know, Mike started out right off the bat being someone who we envisioned being a late inning guy. He has great stuff, really good fastball, good velocity, very good secondary pitches with his slider. He started off on a really high note, and he kind of hit a bump, but he's worked his way back. He's someone that we trust with the ball. Any given situation right now, it's mostly mid relief, moving into late relief type situations. But I've really enjoyed working with Mike, as with all the other pitchers. He's someone who I love being around. His work ethic is tremendous. He's got a great personality. He's really trying to get better. I mean, he's nothing to turn your nose at. He's got really great stuff. He's someone who's going to be very exciting to follow down the road. Like I said, he's an extremely hard worker, and he's doing the Bristol area very proud. So
yeah, it's good to see him go out there. He's got a really heavy fastball. Just playing catch with him, a lot of movement and a good action on the fastball. Another kid that we have is George Lund, a West Hartford native. He goes out there every 5 days and toes the rubber for a start. He just had one the other day and picked up another W. He's 2-1 on the year now. Take us through what you've seen him during his starts throughout the year. Pretty good curveball, good fastball, and a decent changeup to go in that arsenal.
Yep. George has been awesome. He's flown under the radar in terms of not just the Bristol Blues pitching staff, but also the Futures League. Like you said, he's 2-1, and he deservingly could have a better record than that, given how well he's pitched. He's someone who throws a lot of strikes. He's got a great changeup. He's got a sneaky fastball, is what I like to describe. He's not going to blow you away with his velocity, but it gets on you pretty quick. He works to location. He's got great demeanor on the mound. He's someone who's pitched in this league before, and he's had a lot of success at his school, Roger Williams. A lot of confidence in him. Like I said, he's kind of flown under the radar, but he's someone who's been one of our most consistent starters, and we're expecting much the same down the stretch.
And speaking of Nocera and Lund, we got Jack standing by with an interview with both of them. So take it away, Jack, and let's hear what Mike and George have to say.
I'm George Lund. I'm from West Hartford, Connecticut.
I'm Michael Nocera. I'm from Bristol, Connecticut.
I think we've got a good starting rotation. I think each starter, takes it upon themselves to go out there, put the team in a position to win. Give the staff innings, at least 5 or 6 innings per start, and then that puts the bullpen in a good position to close it out from there. If the bullpen only has to throw 3-4 innings a game, we've got a bunch of guys in the pen. That's gonna, make it a little easier on everyone's arm, and it's going to keep everyone fresh.
Yeah, I think the bullpen has done a phenomenal job. I feel that the starters have given us a chance to, give our arms a rest as long as, get in the games. I mean, I feel like they've pitched so well, so they've gone till the 7th inning, 6th inning, so they don't need us as early as possible, so we only are in there for a couple innings each game, so we're not dead by the end of the week. Coach Barry does a great job handling the relievers, giving us innings, and rotating us as much as possible. So I think we've been very effective out of the pen.
I think it's a good atmosphere for the FCBL. It's a great place to have a team. We've shown it. We're one of the top attending teams in the league. I think the fans really enjoy coming out here, especially on the weekends. It's a pretty good atmosphere to play in. It's definitely one of the better places to play in the league. I enjoy playing here every night, as well as some of the other stadiums in the league. But I think it's a great place for people of Bristol, people of Connecticut to come out and see a game.
And I think for Bristol, being from Bristol, it's a big baseball city, and everybody loves coming out to see games. Especially when I was in high school, a lot of people came out to see games, and I think now that it's a more competitive, higher level, with college guys coming from around the country, I think more people are drawn in, not from just Bristol, but from around the surrounding towns coming in, and they're really excited to see the games. And attendance has been really high at home games here at Muzzy.
I think everything we do with the community is important. For me, I helped out at the wiffle ball tournament. I thought it was a lot of fun. All different age groups. There were kids there. Younger, older adults too. I think it really, brought the Blues together with the community. I think that was a really good thing. We saw it was a real good day out there. It was a lot of fun.
And I think I read at the library, the Bristol Public Library. I think that was great because it allowed people to come out and just get a perspective of the players off the field, and to understand how they are as people, not just baseball players. And it was good to interact with kids and families, and just to have a good time. Yeah, she's here almost every home game. It's anything to put a smile on her face. It's great to have her out at the ballpark. We as a team, we take it upon ourselves to, perform at a high level. For her, she adds a spark for us every game. We see her out, and she comes out on the field. She's at every game. Her family's here. We love putting a smile on her face and going out there and playing Bristol Blues baseball for her. I think it's good to represent the program, and to play for somebody in need. She's struggling, but it's good to come out with a win and put a smile on our face every day. We go out here and play our best, and not only just not even if we win or lose, just going out there working hard and signing a ball or giving her a high five. It means the most to her, so we try to do that every time we're out here.
As a young baseball player, I think it's important to focus on effort over results. I think in baseball, they say, you hit 300, you're a Hall of Famer. That means you fail 7 out of 10 times. So I would say to focus more on your preparation and, working hard and effort over results, winning, losing, base hit, strikeout. Don't worry so much about the stats as a young player. Worry about your effort and getting better every day.
Yeah, I agree with George. I think that just work your hardest, play hard, and just give best effort. That's all I can say. Just never give up, be determined, be relentless out on the field, and always work your best, play 110%. That's the only thing, I can say.
Welcome back. Thanks for that, Jack, with Mike and George. We're just off air talking a little bit about who's impressed you the most this year. Last week we had Tim Cate on. He's done a heck of a job towing the slab from the left side. Just deals. Pretty much 8 strikeouts every time he goes out there. But another kid who's a little bit under the radar is Terzi. Not exactly the best stuff, not an electrifying fastball, and probably not even the best off-speed pitch in the team. But yet he still finds a way to go out there and throw gems. What have you seen with him this year, and kind of take us through his last start especially, where he went complete game only giving up 2 hits?
Yeah, I've been very impressed with Troy so far, as most people are who come to watch him. Every time he goes out there, he gives a quality start. He gives us a chance to win. There hasn't been an outing in which he hasn't been able to go deep into the game. His ability to throw strikes when he needs to. He's a contact pitcher, but he also has the ability to make a strikeout when he has to. I'm really impressed with his competitiveness. He works extremely hard. Everything that he gets, he deserves. He's someone who loves being on the mound, and I've really taken to watching him, as with a lot of people have. His slider, it's a good pitch. It's an out pitch for him, and he's also got some pop on the fastball. Sometimes it's not the velocity as you see throughout the league, but it gets on you pretty good. And I've been very impressed with him. But most of all, I've been impressed with how he's been able to go out and compete every game, Every time he gets the ball, he looks forward to it. He looks forward to the challenge. He's someone who doesn't shy away from, a good lineup or a good hitter. He goes right after him, and there's a lot to be said for that. So
in his last game out, he goes complete game, 2 hits, one of them in the 9th inning. So he was really at a 1-hitter going to the 9th. How dominant was that start? It was on the road, and we all didn't get to see that game happen.
Yeah, you won't see that very often. Given the Futures League, there's a pitch count rule. You very rarely see a guy take the ball into the 8th or 9th inning. For Troy, he's as efficient as anyone in the league. What I mean by that is he pounds his own, he gets ahead, 0-1, 0-2. He really puts the pressure on the hitters. And like I said before, he's not afraid to pitch to contact. He knows his strengths. He stays within himself. He works in a good rhythm. It was a very impressive performance. It was just all around, defensively, offensively. Everything was in sequence that night. And a lot of that had to do with Troy and the way he was able to go out there and, like I said, work in a good rhythm and keep his defense, playing behind him. It was a really fun performance. So.
That's good stuff. Hopefully we'll see Troy up at the All-Star game coming up soon, but you can see him right now as Jack's got him on the side with an interview.
Yo, redo that. That was terrible. Really starts with being able to command the strike zone, and our fielders have done a great job all year. Hitting has been awesome. Probably one of the top teams in hitting. And playing at Muzzy has been great too, because the fences are deep, so it keeps the ball in. And had a lot of strikeouts this year, going to my slider and sometimes my changeup. Work my curveball in a few times, so having 4 pitches is big, because even if I have 2 pitches working, then still something. Yeah, it was really exciting. I didn't expect to be a starter at the All-Star game until, the scoreless streak started happening, and then I was like, well, I might have a shot of making it, and then found out that half our staff made it, and that was pretty cool too for the Bristol Blues. And then, once I found out about the start, my focus, attitude just started setting in, and kind of throughout the day I was just doing the same usual routine. I didn't even watch part of the pregame stuff, the scout day stuff. I didn't even watch much of it. So just was focused, and it was a lot of fun. I think the guys did a really good job. The reasoning was climate. I just want to be in warm weather throughout the whole year. Being able to long toss, I'm going to do a throwing program that allows me to long toss 5 times a week. So, up here, I wouldn't really have an option to, because indoor facilities are kind of small too. So, wasn't anything I could do with long toss. And after talking to the Valdosta head coach, he's also the pitching coach. He said it looks like I'm going to be a starter next year, whether I'm a 3 or 4 guy. Not sure how many innings I'll get, but because I think they do the top 2 guys go the most innings, but then the 3, 4 guys are kind of almost like spot guys. But it'll be my 2nd year, so it'll be okay if I get 50, 60 innings, which is what I'm at right now for Bristol. It's been awesome. Everyone's doing a great job this year. The team's amazing. Looks like we're possibly going to get the 2nd seed, so I think everyone's a little surprised how good we did this year. And all comes from the coaching, and Barry's been keeping us focused and on edge all year, so doing the same routine every day. Busy schedule, but everyone's doing a great job, and I think this year's been a good base for Bristol and the rest of the years to come. Yeah, it's a great opportunity, playing in the FCBL, but playing at Muzzy is awesome too. The fans are great. The crowd gets in there. I've had a lot of games where we've had almost a sellout crowd here, so it's been awesome. And plus the historic background with Muzzy has been great too. Babe Ruth has played here, so it's been fun.
Thanks for that, Jack. All right, Pat, it's been great having you on. Great to talk about your pitching staff and what a job you've done so far this year. All I have to say is keep it up because I don't want to see you on the streets as an ex-pitching coach of the Bristol Blues. Thank you so much for your time, and hopefully we'll have you on again soon.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, and thanks for all the support we're getting from the fans. It's been great, and come watch us play down the home stretch. So.
Muzzy Field, be there or be square.
Slides in, the game is over! Gerard Rowan with a walk-off single down the first base line! To the backstop, Caribbean scampers in and scores. The Blues will walk it off. Line shot deep left field. That ball will hit the track, and this ball game is over!
Welcome back to BBTV. I'm Brenden Kudla with my new guest, Steve Octave. Steve, you're a catcher on the Bristol Blues this year, and it's got to have been quite an experience being able to play on the first ever Bristol Blues team at Muzzy Field. Can you take us through kind of how the community's accepted the team, on top of playing at such a historic venue, one that even Babe Ruth played at?
It's been really fun. Every time we go out, there's always a fan or a kid that comes up to me and just asks me how the season's going and how it is living in Bristol. When we're on the field, it's really cool having a kid ask for your autograph and saying that you're really good.
Yeah, I mean, being the radio person, you don't exactly get anyone to ask you for autographs, so if you want to come out, I can sign you a couple. But I mean, it's got to be really cool to sign autographs like a big leaguer at the end of the game, getting balls thrown down to you. Take us through that. Like, what's it feel like to actually feel like a big leaguer?
It's really fun. It's a great feeling when a kid asks you for an autograph.
Yeah, I bet you it is. You get to play a lot there at Muzzy Field and on the road. What's your favorite venue you've played at so far?
Well, other than Muzzy Field, I love playing at Wachusett. I have a lot of friends on the team, so it's always just a big game. It's always fun to beat them.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And I mean, you go to Franklin Pierce, and pretty much your whole roster from Franklin Pierce plays in the Futures League. What is that like to play against all your buddies and teammates up at school and kind of get the chance to have some bragging rights and razz them throughout the next year?
It's really fun because pretty much there's a person from Franklin Pierce on every team in the Futures League. So it's always fun just trying to beat them so you can go back and talk a little smack when we go back to school.
Yeah, so I went to Louisville my freshman year, had an awesome time there, part of a College World Series team, which was a huge blessing, great year out of my life. Got hurt, tore my ulnar collateral ligament in my elbow. I had to have Tommy John surgery midway through that year. So I just wanted to transfer somewhere closer to home while I was going through that long rehab process, be closer to my family, my support system back home, surrounded with awesome people. So I chose Virginia Tech. It's about 45 minutes from my house and allowed me to really be supported and have great people around me while I was going through that tough time. Bristol's awesome. It seems like a baseball town from this summer. The fan base is great. All the people love coming out to our games, which we really appreciate. There's a lot of heart in this city, which is cool. It's fun to come out here every night and see people fired up to see the Blues play. Yeah, definitely. So I tore my ulnar collateral ligament, which is right here in your elbow. And what they do is they go into your wrist and they cut me open 2 places in my wrist, and they take my tendon out of my wrist, and then they drill 2 holes in your bone and figure 8 the tendon through and tie it back up. And then they sew you back up, and eventually over the 12 months, the tendon actually turns into and acts as a ligament, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so I got baseball seams tattooed over my scar. A lot of hard work went into it, so I figured I might as well have a little fun with it. So my host family is awesome. They welcomed me in for the summer to live in their house and take care of me and feed me and let me live in their extra room, which is awesome. It's such a blessing to have people do that. It's a huge commitment on their part. They really don't get reimbursed all that too much. A lot of it's out of just the goodness of their hearts and the fact that they love the Bristol Blues, which is really cool. They've been nothing short of awesome to me, and I can't thank them enough for that.
Great story there on Ryan Lauria, Jack. You were able to catch him the first game back there at Muzzy Field as he completed his recovery and was able to pitch for the Bristol Blues. What was that experience like? First, catching a kid coming back that's put all that hard work in to finally get back on the mound, and also through the game that we were able to beat the North Shore Navigators.
It was very fun. It's always nice seeing a kid that works as hard as him be successful on the mound. And during that game, he went 4 innings. He's one of the more harder throwing kids on our team. It spots up very well. He is a nasty cutter. that he struck a lot of people out with in that game.
That's good. He had a good start there, and he's compiled it with 2 more starts that were pretty good for the Blues as well. Now we're going to talk a little bit about your story. You were able to play at Franklin Pierce this year, really sit behind a great catcher in Matt Walsh and take as many notes as you possibly could, as he ended up getting picked up by the Yankees, and he's playing in their farm system now. Kind of take us through what you learned from him and what you're able to do this year for the Blues when you're really being able to get your feet wet and playing some baseball games.
Well, that was a very fun year. Matt's not your everyday catcher. It's not a normal situation where you hear a catcher that started all 4 years in college. And he's one of the more humble kids I've ever met in my life. And he's helped me a lot this year, catching-wise and hitting-wise.
That's good stuff. He's playing for the Yankees now. I know you're a big-time Yankees fan. What's that going to be like to be able to track his career and see how far he can make it in the Yankees system?
It's very fun because we've gotten into a lot of arguments this year, and he always used to tell me that the Red Sox were the best team, and now I have an excuse to tell him why the Yankees are better.
The Yankees are better because they signed him. That's a pretty good deal.
We're doing a great job as a staff. Everyone's not going out there doing their job. Passing the ball to the next guy, it's really great. Starters doing a great job, and relievers coming in, closing the door. We got a great group of guys come from all over the place, and it's really great seeing different styles of pitching. And I think as a staff we have the best stuff out there. Our numbers show for it. Arlie's the best. She obviously she's going through a tough time, and it's tougher to see anyone go through that, especially 3-year-old. And it's just so great putting a smile on her face and being able to see her happy and make everyone else happy. It's great, her coming down on the field, and she's a member of the team, gave her the jersey. It was really a great experience, and it's just just so amazing that if we can make her day better, it's it's always a better day. It's amazing, it's so important for us, as players. When we get to the next level, we have to do it anyway. So being able to do it here and touch so many lives, it's great. As you said, we went to jump and jamming with the kids. We met Arlie there, and the Bark program, we went there and had catches with the guys, and it was just so amazing just to see how much it's appreciated, and just how much you can touch someone with just showing up and being a good person. And went on the charity golf event for Represent Bristol Hospital. That was great. They do so much for us. It's the least you can do is help out. So it's great, everything that we get so much. It's really not that hard to give back. So it's great we have the opportunity to. Just don't give up. Try hardest at all times. You never know when you're going to catch a lucky break. I come from a D3 school. Not many, don't think of high-level baseball, but you work your hardest and you get an opportunity and you go out and show it. So just never give up.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of BBTV. You can tune in and watch every single Bristol Blues game on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights on Nutmeg TV. For Pat Riley, Steve Octave, I'm Brenden Kudla. Have a great one.